And welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket. The plaintiff hired her ex-fiancé to work on her condo, but claims he was a slacker. She had to hire someone else to get the job done, and she wants her jack back. Now, he says she got really unreasonable on his birthday. It's the case of today is your birthday. You're going to have a lawsuit.
Thank you, Douglas. Stephanie Davanzo?
Yes.
You are suing your former fiancé, Darrel Edwy, for $4,959 that you say he owes you and needs to return to you and has not.
Correct.
For what you say was a breach contract on his part.
Right.
You are counterclaiming against her $1,500 in addition to the money you've already received because, according to you, she breached the contract.
Correct.
Okay. My first question is, why are you contracting with your ex like this?
Well, we've actually been broken up for probably close to 8 years because he does home improvements, and we've remained friends, and I needed the job done, and he was available.
Okay.
So that's why.
Apparently not. Apparently it's not fine. But
Yeah.
Why did you guys break up?
Well, just because things didn't work out. He actually became a third child for me. I have 2 children, and he just it just didn't work out.
He actually became a third child. Okay.
Yeah, I just had to take care of him as well.
What makes you better than all the rest of us who have to put it? Okay, never mind. We broke up, and I quote, this is what you say in your complaint. We broke up because he never went to work and had no incentive. Is that why you hired him to be your contractor?
No.
Because usually you find out after you've hired a contractor that, like, they're not coming to your house. But you apparently had a lot of advance notice, according to you, that he never went to work and had no incentive.
So be it. I don't know what to answer to that.
All right. Now,
You always think somebody's going to change at some point.
Well, let me ask you about that. Were you two, like, dating each other during the course of these 8 years, or not really?
No.
Did you never try to rekindle it?
At one point, just a year after we split up, but that was 7 years ago.
Okay. All right. So now, you hire him to do this job,
Right.
even though, according to what you say, he is the last person you should hire to do. And what was the job?
Well, I own an investment condo, and I had someone that was living there. They had moved out. I had contracted Darrel to go in and do renovations because I had another tenant moving in. So
When was the tenant going to move in?
on the 6th of February.
Okay. And was somebody living there?
There was up until the 28th of January.
Okay. So you certainly didn't expect him to work on before the 28th.
Correct.
And the 20th of January was what day of the week?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So according to you, whoever was living there moved out on Wednesday.
Yes, they
All
did.
right. And so did he go to work on the place on Thursday?
No, he wasn't scheduled to even start until Friday.
Oh, okay. So that
because
was
he had
agreed that
another
he wouldn't
commitment,
start.
right? He had another commitment. If he didn't have to work on that commitment Friday, he was supposed to go to the condo.
Okay. Now, the scope of the work that he's going to do for you is to do what?
It's approximately 1,000 square feet. He was going to tear up the carpet in 2 bedrooms, the living and dining area, tear up the carpet, put down wood laminate flooring, repaint the whole place to include the bathrooms, replace 3 metal doors, garbage disposal, sliding glass door, a closet in one of the bedrooms.
Did you have any of this in writing?
No. Well, he had it in writing. He had written it down, given me the price, and he was supposed to give to me the contract.
And he didn't.
He did not.
And yet you gave him all the money.
I didn't give him all the money.
How much money did you give him?
I gave him $5,625 to buy the supplies and get started.
Okay. And did you buy the supplies with that money?
I bought the flooring and the paint.
How much did you pay for the flooring and the paint?
The flooring was $1,780 plus tax.
Do you have the receipt?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because it was a cash deal. I got 31 cents a square foot off the flooring to save Stephanie money.
Okay. According to you, you spent $1,780?
Right, $1,780.
Plus tax? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
They charge you tax even though it was a cash deal that you
Yes.
don't get a receipt for?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Do you pick up
Yeah,
why I might have a little doubt about what you're saying? How much did he tell you the flooring was?
He never told me.
Okay. Now, you ended up keeping the flooring he brought to the place.
Correct.
So on Friday, he brings the flooring to the place, and what happened?
No, actually, he didn't do anything on Friday.
Oh, he didn't?
No, I called him on Friday at noon and said, "Are you working at the condo?" He said, "No." I said, "Oh, are you doing the prior commitment?" "No." I said, "Well, then why don't you go to the condo?" And he said, "You never gave me a paint color." So I said, "Well, instead of me giving you the paint color, why don't you go and start tearing up the carpet?" So he said, "No, don't worry, the job will get done," because now I'm freaking out. He has less than a week to get the job done. So,
well, why are you freaking out? That's the day you thought he'd work, and you weren't sure he was going to work that day.
Because he didn't start. Well,
I understand, but you had testified that if he was working on the other job, he wouldn't be there that day.
Right, but he wasn't working on the job.
I understand why you're mad that he didn't go. What I don't understand is why you're already freaking out, because when you hired him, you thought that he might have to do the job on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday.
Right.
You thought that because you just told me that.
Correct.
All right, so go on.
I'm upset because now I know he didn't have to work either place. He should have been there on Friday.
And why wasn't he there?
Well, I don't know.
because you didn't have the paint color yet. All right,
Right,
so go on.
whatever. So Saturday morning, my daughter and the prospective tenant then came over to the condominium because the prospective tenant wanted to put some things out on the balcony, and Darrel was there. So he actually had taken off all the wall plates, and he had started to paint some trim in addition to bringing up the wood flooring. And while he was there, my daughter can validate this, he actually had told the tenant that she couldn't move in on the 6th, that he didn't know when she could actually move in.
Okay.
And then
So
he
what'd
left
you do?
it. And then he left at 2 o'clock on Saturday.
On
He didn't
Saturday?
finish working.
How do you know he left at 2 o'clock?
Because I called him and asked him what he was doing. He said he had left the condo already. And I said, why did you leave the condo? And he says, well, I'm done working for today. And then I'm like, you can't be done working for today. You're not working to Sunday because it's your birthday. That only gives you 4 days. And then I also found out that he accepted a nighttime painting job at a theater, which meant now that he was going to be working at night into the early morning hours. Now I didn't know when he was going to be at the condo and how late he was going to work at the condo.
Did you take another job at night?
Yes.
So
I
you were
do
going to work all night one place and all day another
It's
place?
only from like 11 p.m. till 2 a.m.
Okay.
It was a wallpaper repair job
Okay.
in a movie theater.
Okay.
So I can't go until the theater's let out.
Right.
And I set up for 3 days, a wallpaper repair job, not a wallpaper
How are you going to
completion.
finish this job and that job?
Because I have people that I can hire also.
But you hadn't. You took a. Why didn't you work on Friday? Tell me, why didn't you work on Friday?
Because I had bought a motorcycle, a used motorcycle, for my birthday, and it was being delivered Friday.
Okay. And what money did you use to buy the motorcycle?
I used part of money that I had, part of it was a barter, and I took money. I asked Stephanie for a $700 advance on the balance.
Right. He did do that also.
Yes.
And so you were taking delivery of your motorcycle, so you didn't work Friday.
Right, because they told me it would be there between 12 and 5.
Okay.
Kind of like a
then
cable.
on Saturday, you only worked till 2 o'clock.
Right.
Why?
Because it was my birthday weekend, and I worked if I work Saturdays, it's half days.
Okay. And
It's a
then
Saturday.
it's your birthday weekend.
Yes.
How long do you celebrate your birthday for? Is it a birthday
It
month?
depends.
You look like a monkey and you smell like one too. The testimony continues.
The investigator has an affidavit that she's entered into evidence that says that the person told him that, and that he had a stakeout, watch you come in your motorcycle, and that you were hiding behind the next building trying not to get
He
served.
knocked on my roommate. He knocked on the door. My roommate answered.